So I get asked the question a lot, James, you really like sales and you love doing it, but I can never be good at selling like you are. And so someone said to me, is sales a natural thing or is it something you can nurture and develop? Can you build skills to be a successful salesperson? In this video, I'm going to share with you a number of key tips that you can use and put in place to develop your sales skills and become brilliant at selling. My name is James White, small business sales expert, a man that loves helping and supporting business owners everywhere to get successful when it comes to sales. Let's have a look at the video and see what you can put in place if you're not feeling great or successful around selling to actually get and win more business. So point number one, can sales be taught? Yes is the answer. It does take work, but you can become more successful at sales. So the first thing I encourage anyone to do is attend some sales training. Have a look online and see if there's a sales training course that you can attend. I run lots of free courses myself. Come along, register, commit the time in your diary to attend a course that you can actually then use and ask questions. When you start to do that, it's the first sign that you need to do something in order to make things change in your business. So the first thing I say to people is start putting that mindset in the right place to actually think about how do I need to learn, or what are the areas that you need to learn more than any others. Point number two is this. The only way you get better at doing something is by practice. I'm a big fan of golf and cricket, and I watch these sports and I see some of the ambassadors that I work with and I wonder how have they got so good at what they do? And the answer is they practice. So the best way you can become good at selling is to practice questions and role play with people in your family or friends or people that you know. Start having some conversations with people from a sales situation and maybe try and act out what would happen in a real life scenario. How would you react, or what questions would you use? Most people don't make the time for it because they don't think it's important. And yet when it comes to winning business, they then wonder why they're struggling. You've got to be in a position where you make time and practice the questions and the phrases that you use. If you do that, it's going to be half the way to getting you feeling more comfortable and confident, which you can then use in sales conversations. Point number three is this. Practice public speaking. Parts of sales are about listening, but there's also parts of sales that are around presenting and engaging. And one of the things that people hate to do is to actually be in that position. But you can start to do some of those things by maybe creating a Facebook group and going live in that group. It's a version of public speaking at home. No one generally likes the thought of being able to go live at certain times, especially when no one's watching. But if you get into the habit of doing it on a regular basis, it builds your confidence, so you're then in a position to start looking at how you can present your solution to other people. Confidence comes from within, and if we don't feel confident because we never do any of those type of events or activity, you'll never get the chance. So maybe you have a chance to go to networking events and maybe offer to volunteer to be the person that speaks for that session. You might be nervous about it, but if you actually take a chance and stand up in front of people, you'll get more confident, and if you practice, you're going to start seeing your skills develop, and that hopefully can result in better sales conversations. So the fourth point is this: ask great questions. The best people in sales that want to learn just ask great questions. How is that done? What did happen here? Why did this happen? What did I do wrong? Ask questions, and if you are, you're going to get honest answers that can hopefully help you develop and get to the results that you want to. The reality is we don't know unless we do some self-evaluation of what we're not doing right. So ask someone to maybe monitor a call that you've had, or maybe if you've got a recording, or even ask them to come along with you to a meeting, or take a copy of that recording and share it and see what they think to something. They can maybe spot things that you've not seen, that you can hopefully then review and update and then amend for next time. So another great way in which you can become successful at sales is to keep a journal. Very few people will keep a journal of the sales conversations they've had and actually record down what went well and what didn't go well in those conversations. What did they do really successfully, and what parts of the conversation felt uncomfortable or that they weren't sure about. Maybe when it came to discussing the price, you got nervous. If you don't journal how each individual meeting goes and keep a record of that conversation, you're never then going to know what you need to do to improve it to get better. So keep a journal of every sales conversation you have, ideally in a CRM system so you can store the information of what went well and what didn't, or maybe just write it down in a diary so you can reflect back at the end of a month on what's gone well and what's not. By doing that, you can identify the weak spots or the trigger points that are causing you to have issues or challenges, and then put a plan in place to solve them. Another great way to improve your sales skills is to try different techniques on different people you talk to. I've sometimes had conversations with people who I know I've got no intention of selling, but I'll use a different phrase or a conversation with them just to see what reaction I get. The reality is, if I know I'm not going to do business with them, if I don't think I'm a good fit for them, but I'm having a conversation with them because it's been pre-organised, then it's a chance to try new things. I'm not going to say something to offend someone, but I might use a question in a different way, or might adjust my tone, for example, in order to see what reaction is that I'm going to get. By using different phrases at different times, with different types of conversation, hopefully you can start to then see what works and what doesn't. Maybe you've got an old lead list that you can engage with, people that are probably not going to do business with you now because they're a few months old, that you can try and have a conversation with in a different way just to see what reaction you get. And the chances are you're not going to win anything, so what have you got to lose? Make some adjustments, give them a call, try some stuff, and you never know what reaction you might get. You're certainly going to learn something. So another great skill you can develop when it comes to sales, that is actually a brilliant skill for us all in life, is to improve your listening. Sometimes we all get into that habit of listening to people but not really listening. We don't really hear what they were saying. How many times have you actually said, what did you actually say there? Because we weren't listening, we were focused on something else. So one of the things I like to try and do is put my phone down for a period of time and actually spend time listening to the other person. I look out for the things that they're not telling me. For example, their facial gestures, or the way in which they say certain phrases, or their body language, or they cross their arms. And I sense things from that I can then use to adjust the conversations and the way I approach things. The key thing is to be actively listening to what people are saying and what they're not saying to you. And the only way you do that is to remove distractions, get them out of the way, and then start to see how other people are reacting to the words and the phrases that you use, and then you can then know what to adjust and do as a result of that. You don't do that without active listening. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, use them in proportion. And my final point about how to get better at sales and selling, and generally in most things in life, is hire a coach or a mentor. You might say, oh, well, of course you would say that, James, that's what you do. But no, it's not about me. I don't care who you work with. Go and find someone that you can actually have a conversation with that can develop your skills. If it's important to you in your business, then if you don't spend time investing in it and actually developing the skills, you're never going to get there. Most people that buy resource or buy training or buy mentorship tell you that the reason they buy it is so that they can shortcut the process. They want to learn what to do and what not to do so that they can avoid making those mistakes and win business in the future. And they know that if they don't do that, they're going to continue on this path that is hard work and takes time and takes effort. So the best way to avoid that is to purchase or get involved and work with someone. There's plenty of people out there, including myself. I'll happily listen to a call, work with you for 30 minutes. There's no obligation at all. If I can see if I can help and give some ideas on what you can do to become successful in sales. But the key thing about all of this is that you have to be prepared to look in the mirror. When things go wrong in my business, when things happen, when things don't go the way I expected it to, I don't blame other people. I look myself squarely in the mirror and I'm at fault. Ultimately, accountability is the key thing you have to develop when you become successful in sales and business. And if you want to be successful, you've got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and see what you've done right, but also understand what you've done wrong. Do these things and you're going to develop the skills. You're going to make sure you put in place what you need to become successful. That's going to hopefully help you win more business. So hopefully applying all of these tips here can help you get the sales success you want. Can sales be taught? Can you become good at selling? For sure you can. I wasn't born a salesperson, but I developed my skills over time and it's enabled me to enjoy a great life and win great business. If you want to do the same, commit to developing, commit to learning, commit to listening and building your skill set, commit to practicing, commit to developing what the skills you have, and you can turn from being in a person that feels uncomfortable at sales to someone that loves it. Hopefully this video has given you some ideas and thoughts on what to do, and if you have, great, put them in practice. Watch the rest of the videos on my channel and let's get you becoming brilliant at sales. And if you think I'm talking rubbish, let me know in the comment section below. If you don't think you can ever be successful in sales, let me know. Maybe I'll challenge you to help you become better at selling and win more business. My name is James White. I'm a small business sales expert. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have, like, subscribe to the channel. Let's make sure we share it with other business owners to help get everyone successful and feeling comfortable at selling and knowing how to win business consistently time and time again. Speak to you soon.